Alright, let's say we have a elastic collision, okay? And you're given the initial conditions, so say like m1 is equal to 5 and v1 is equal to let's say 2, and then m2 is equal to 10 and v2 is equal to 5, whatever. How do we know the final products of the collision?
You solve for it.
You remember you do m1 v1 plus m2 v2 is equal to m1
v1 final plus
Yeah.
2 v2 or yeah.
Oh wait, it wouldn't. Mass would not change.
And then that's in the case of inelastic.
So yeah, this is no, this is elastic collisions, right? I'm talking about elastic collisions.
How do you do those ones again? What's the extra equation?
Right, yeah, this is the thing, right? You have m1, you have v1, so you have these 4, you have these 2, so we have 2 unknowns in this equation, right?
Do we have to go over? Wait, sorry, this is a tangent. Do we have to go over gravitational motion?
Yeah, we do. Gravitation.
I really need to review that.
Gravitation is really funky. But anyways, let's continue on this thought. What's the thing about elastic collisions?
Wait, do we do Coulomb's law?
Energy is conserved, right? So what we could say is that the initial kinetic energy, 1/2 m1 v1 I squared plus 1/2 m2 v2 I squared is equal to 1/2 m1 v1 final squared plus 1/2 m2 v2 final squared, right? And now you have 2 equations and 2 unknowns, so you can solve it.
Yeah.
This is gonna take a really hecking long time,
Hecking long.
right? There's a way that you could make it a lot easier. There's a shortcut.
Wait, if there are 2 solutions to this, what does that even mean?
There's
Because
not
like
2
since they're
solutions.
squared,
What do you mean?
Oh.
because like if there happens to be a second solution, what does that even mean?
Huh?
Yeah,
You
it's
just
kind
have
of
to pick and
weird to
choose.
think about, right? So
Because,
this is
like,
why
I don't know.
I wouldn't use this. If you wanted to consider the second solution, you just have to think about it conceptually. So both of these are going in the positive direction. So after the collision, they're both going to be going in the positive direction anyways. So
Wait,
that's how
why-
you would determine it.
But like if the initial velocities are both like
Yeah, you just have to think about it conceptually. It's kind of hard to think about that way.
Wait, why did you divide by half? What happened there?
This is
Just-
just kinetic energy.
Oh,
We're saying kinetic
oh,
energy
1/2
equal,
is
right?
v
Because this
squared,
is
okay.
elastic collisions.
Oh, okay.
Now this, agree with me that this is going to take a long time, right?
Mhm.
So what we can do instead, actually, there's something interesting about elastic collisions is that the relative velocities of an elastic collision remain the same after the collision. So do you remember what relative velocities is?
Yeah.
Are
Isn't it like the velocity to each other? Like,
velocity to each other. So like if m1 is moving at 2 meters per second and m2 is moving at 5 meters per second, the relative velocity between them is 3 meters per second, right? You subtract them because they're like relative to each other, they're moving at 3 meters per second away from
sorry,
each
you're
other.
gonna like zero one of the velocities and then
No. What you do is that so let's say v2
Yeah.
initial minus v1 initial, right?
Final.
This is equal to the relative velocity, so I'm gonna call it v relative initial. Okay,
More?
maybe 5, right? Or no, sorry.
that'll be 3,
Yeah.
right? And the thing about elastic collisions is that the relative velocity initial has to be equal to the relative velocity final.
Oh, is that a property just for elastic?
Only for elastic collisions, right? So remember this, and it's gonna be really easy for you to calculate because what's the relative velocity of it after the collision?
3.
No. It's gonna be
Wait,
in terms
so
of
they
V1 final, V2
They
final.
share the same velocity? What?
No, what do you mean
What? I'm confused.
about this part?
Maybe my brain just
Are you
stopped.
talking about here?
I know. We never learned.
Well, no,
relative
I have that
velocity.
equation, but
Yeah,
it
you
doesn't
do.
look.
It's like-
the
There's
same.
no way you did.
Yeah,
that.
you don't learn this equation, but
You
this
don't-
equation's gonna be really useful.
No, I use that in AP Physics.
I swear,
Oh, really?
I didn't learn
Yeah, I
relative
remember
velocity
learning
in AP
relative
physics.
velocity as well.
Okay, well let's talk about relative velocity for a little bit.
Wait, if there's like a train going 4 miles per hour and there's a cat going 4 miles per hour
Yeah,
in the
the
same
rate-
direction.
Yeah, there's 0 miles per hour.
Yeah.
We never learned relative velocity.
If this is going at 4
Like,
meters per second,
calculating it anyway.
it's super simple. If this is going at 4 meters per second, this is going at 4 meters per second, what's the relative velocity between them?
Oh, 0, because they both look
Yeah,
better.
4.
Okay.
So like we'll call this like V2 and V1, right? So it would just be V2 minus V1 is equal to 4 minus 4 is equal to 0, right? And if we consider this case of M1, M2, let's just consider this case 2 and 5. Like if we consider the reference frame of this M1, then the M2 is just moving away at 5 minus 2, which is equal to 3 meters per
okay.
second, right?
Okay.
So the
that's-
relative velocity the relative velocity of M2 within the reference frame of M1 is 3 meters per second.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Yeah, like we learned this like I guess in concept, but like never.
Yeah.
the
Okay, so how would we represent the relative velocity of the two blocks after the collision, given what we saw here?
It would be the same. It would be the same as initial, so wouldn't it still be 3?
Yeah, it'll still be 3, but how do because we don't know what V1 final and V2 final is, so how do we represent it in terms of V2 final, V1 final?
Like 3 plus V2 final is equal to V1 final.
Well, okay, let's put it in terms of this. Like, what do we have already here? What is this? What is the relative velocity final in terms of V2 and V1 final?
V2 final
Minus V1 final?
V1 whatever. Whatever.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why is
Minus
V2
V1
final?
final. Yeah.
V2 final minus V1 final.
C.
Okay.
Free body.
We love free bodies. Wait.
Do you know what tetration is?
Titration.
Titration.
No, tetration.
Tetration.
Alright, hold on,
Titration.
guys. Does this make sense though? Because
See,
alright, hold
yes.
on. Look,
Yes,
if
it
we're
makes sense.
considering after the collision, hold on. This is first off. How is this ever gonna collide?
What?
This won't collide. This relative velocity
No.
won't collide. Okay, so I kind of drew it bad, but I was trying to trick you guys. Anyways,
You got bamboozled.
this has to be
Bingo.
M2, right? Or else it won't ever collide. This is 5, and this is
Wait, what?
2. This is M1, and this is M2.
4 meters per second, 4 meters
Look,
per
the way that
second.
I drew it here, you have to draw it like this, or else they won't ever collide, right?
Why is that one 5 and 2?
I'm just talking about this.
It's given.
Yeah, it's given. Like if you're given this as the initial conditions, and you're asked to find what is the conditions after the collision. Like what's the velocity of mass 1 and what's the
Wait,
velocity
so
of mass 2
is
after
the
the
thing
collision?
above M1 and M2 the initial velocity?
No, this is just explaining another concept
Okay.
of relative velocity. Yeah, this is...
That confused me.
Wait, why would they never collide if 5 is in the
Well, think about it. If this is traveling slower than this one, then that'll be like after the collision.
But
that
is it
would be
traveling
before.
faster because it's 5?
Yeah,
No, but
so this
before
way,
it was
this is the only way you can collide.
Oh,
Before, the
okay.
way that I drew it before was this is 2 and this is 5.
Yeah.
That would never collide.
Mhm.
I was
Okay?
saying that one, and I was like,
Uh-huh. Right?
Yeah.
So this makes sense, right? But the way we calculated the relative velocity initial is still 5 minus 2. It's still M2, it's the velocity 2 minus velocity 1 initial. But now let's think about after the collision. After the collision, it's going to be M2 going at some speed and then M1 going at some speed, but M1's going to have a... M1's going to be traveling faster than M2, right? It has to be traveling faster than M2 or else they're going to collide again, but they only collide once. And what we calculate here is positive, so it has to be the velocity, so this is velocity 1 final, this is velocity 2 final, right? So it's actually the negative of this number. That's the relative velocity final. It's a bit strange to think about.
Oh, since it would have to be faster.
Yeah, it would have to be faster, and since we initially made this a positive number, this also has to be a positive number. The only way for that to be possible is if we take the negative of this.
Wait,
Wait, couldn't it be
aren't
possible?
those flip flopped?
Now I need
Are
the
those
fleek.
flip flopped?
So like right now, after I simplify this will be V1 final minus V2
Oh wait,
final.
yeah, you just put a negative sign.
Yeah.
I didn't realize a negative sign.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Now I need the heck.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah,
the
right.
one
This
that
is
I had
kind
written
of this is
before.
like when I first learned this was kind of weird because I thought it would still be V2 final minus V1 final, but it's actually V1 final minus V2 final.
So you
Okay.
solve for V. Okay, now.
Okay, so in the end, what we get is V2 initial minus V1 initial is equal to V1 final minus V2 final. Okay, so this equation,
That's the one.
okay, and this equation are the only ones we need to use to actually solve for the elastic collision.
Yes, sir.
And this makes it a lot easier because now we can just solve it super fast without using like v squared and 1/2 and stuff like that.
You just plug it
Right.
back.
Do you need me to plug in the numbers? It's just using regular system of equations now.
Oh, you do systems of equations?
What?
You do
Yeah.
systems of equations?
Yes,
Yeah,
because you
so like, alright, well, you
already
could,
know
like,
it's the
using
M1
these two, you could have done system of equations already, right?
Yeah.
But I just wanted to do this so that you could also use, so it's a lot easier, a lot faster for you. Just instead using relative velocity as a way of explaining
Bring
that.
my physics
Very
from last
handy.
year.
Yeah. So, like, you guys kind of understand why this is the case, right?
It's cause like
You just gotta think about it before and after the collision. It's the only way it can make sense.
so like one of the one oh
There you go.
okay so like if one is slower originally and one is faster, they collide. The one that was slower is now faster, and the one that was faster is now slower. So
Yeah.
that's why it has to.
Yeah,
Okay.
right.
Okay.
And that has to be the case.
Okay.
Or else they're gonna collide again. And they don't collide again.
Wait, but in an elastic, in an elastic collision,
Wait, inelastic or an elastic?
and elastic.
Okay.
Yeah.
So elastic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Elastic. You can't one of the objects go backwards, or is that?
Yeah, it can.
So if it goes backwards, would that change the property of relative velocity?
Nope.
Because you would have one going in negative velocity.
No, it will not change. It's still gonna be v1 final minus v2 final. We can consider that if you want. Let's consider a simpler case, M1 and M2, and this is gonna be going at V1, okay, and this is not moving, right? After obviously, okay, wait, actually no, this is,
Just say M2 is like massive or something.
no, it has to be, yeah, M2 is massive. Yeah, let's call M2 very big, so M2 very big compared to mass 1. Then after the collision, it'll be M2 moving at very small velocity, very negligible velocity, and then M1 is basically moving at the exact same velocity backwards, right? What is the relative velocity in this case?
V1,
Okay, so we're making it positive, right? And what's the relative velocity in this case?
negative V1, or negative 1 minus.
Well, hold on, V1 final. It'll be negative
So
1, V1
yeah,
final,
yeah.
right?
Okay.
It, like, if you don't do the negative sign, then it doesn't make sense because it's going in the opposite direction,
Yeah.
right? So that's why it has to be this equation.